때는 2023년 8월 6일 사우디컵 게이머즈 8 e스포츠 행사였습니다. 택백 리덴이 초청받아 4강전 형식으로 진행됐는데요. 정명훈은 김태경을 2대0으로 꺾고 이재동은 송병구를 2대0으로 꺾으며 다시 한번 바투스타리그 결승 리벤지 매치가 성사되었습니다. 하지만 세트 스코어는 2대0으로 정명훈이 앞서고 있는 상황. 5판 3선승제인 만큼 이재동은 3세트를 꼭 따내야 했는데요. 과연 3경기에선 어떤 경기 양상이 펼쳐졌을까요? 버미어 맵에서 펼쳐진 그 경기 지금 함께 감상하시죠.
But we'll see. We're going to get into our next map. Looks like it's going to be on Vermeer.
In the top right, in the blue, our Terran player. He is Fantasy. Bottom right, in the red, our Zerg player. He is Jaedong. So Artosis, he's played in many ASLs. At times he looks like he might be the guy that takes the whole thing, but sometimes he loses in an upset. Accomplished StarCraft 2 Pro as well. But here we are in Game 3 in this best of 5 in the finals of the Legends match.
Where you wall in your natural right behind the 8 barracks is the build. You know, in StarCraft 1, there's always a build that a lot of Zerg pros don't like to face. It's this 8 racks pressure into expansion. Luckily for Jaedong, he's going to scout it immediately. He is going to look at that. He knows exactly what he's against. He plays against this a lot right now.
He's going to get the bunker set up. Just like the old days, this is a bunker rush, but this is not one where you're trying to necessarily overpower them right away while trading out as effectively as you can.
Oh man, he only brought 4 drones. He actually gets us around and kills a Marine. That's kind of a big deal, but already 2 drones falling. 2 drones. That is a little bit painful this quickly. Brings more out, starts surrounding. Oh man, he's not going to quite catch this one, I think. Wait, oh my god! The moving shot. He
intercept another one. He's starting to do a decent amount of damage. He's going to have to pull that one drone away. The second Marine gets inside. The Lings come up. The SCVs actually help. They repair and then damage that Ling. The repairing continues on. Oh my god.
Oh no, he's like 2 Lings short of busting all of this instantly.
Oh my god. So he's going to be able to bust it. The kill count is exactly, I mean, how many drones were actually taken out back there?
I want to say 4.
Okay.
I want to say he got 4. It might have been 5 though. He didn't overmake Zerglings. In fact, I believe he undermade by exactly 1 pair, or that would have broken a lot quicker. Those are possibilities. You know, normally you're not supposed to die to the single 8 barracks. It's more of a pressure play where you're jockeying for position a little bit, right? Like he's got that wall, he's making Marines, his expansion, going into an academy very, very quickly. Let's see how Jaedong likes to go about it. He's getting his 3rd hatchery. He's definitely re-droning a little bit, which is really important to get that economy.
Fantasy tries to get in there and do that damage. He does a decent amount. Not so much that I would say Jaedong's going to be limping into this phase of the game, but he is getting that Spire out, attack up and develop. And pretty soon here, I think we can expect to see Fantasy try to move out and start to test the waters a little bit here with the Zerg.
Against Zerg in StarCraft 1 or StarCraft 2 is making sure that they're not making too many drones. And here you can see as soon as the move out occurs, Fantasy turns around because he knows that's all he has to do. When Jay cancels the other, right? Okay, this is what this move out was for.
So the Lings are going to come out once more. Like the natural expansion of a base and try to hide that 3rd base because of how badly it backfired in game.
There you go. He's going to be able to get it started. His mute is going across the map, but the turrets should be just about ready. Ooh, a nice catch there. No vision for Jaedong, so accidentally flies into the Marines. But he will start kind of dogging this Marine medic force.
Yeah, I don't see anything over here. He's actually going to come up into the main. Fantasy has a decent amount prepared here, but mutas and Lings together, it's tough. The Marines, sometimes they don't pair very well. And then you get a situation like this where you trade out really nicely. Headed southbound is this infantry squad, this big group of units that's coming down. I see 1 sunk and 2 more morphine. A scan, I think, should tell Fantasy it would be unwise to commit.
Well, it looks like he wants to do it right before that 3rd sunken is ready. Against 2, you definitely can bust. The Ling's coming out. The 3rd should be finishing in a moment, but he might kill the 1st one before it finishes. Oh man, Jaedong has to bring his mutas home.
Yeah, the damage, but because he sacrificed these units onto the sunk and threatened a lot of damage, everything has to come back and respect that. We got to get a shot of what exactly has been made back at home for Fantasy. He's protect the tank and the infantry and make it impossible for Mutas to engage. Was that a Queen's Nest in the main, by the way? Was that what I saw? Or yes, it is.
Yes. Well, we'll see what he does with the Queen's Nest. If he's going to get lurkers with that, it could be a Guardian Rush, but when your opponent is already fielding Valkyries...
The would-be Sunken Colony, the creep tumor is gone. Jaedong supply block, by the way. It could not have been a worse time. Oh my god, the Valkyrie! You know, those extra hits, it's huge. Wants to pull off here.
That's true.
But I guess he knows every extra shot that he gets allows that second where the Marine stim to just snowball the fight.
Try to force as many siege and unsieges as is possible, but Fantasy going to get to work immediately on one of these Sunkens. The Defilers are too far out right now, right? He's hit a good timing. The Defilers are going to be late, so Jaedong has to engage this and he has to kill everything.
Oh, he lost the Valkyrie.
Ooh,
he actually had the Scourge underneath the...
Actually, what you were saying before, maybe it wasn't before he killed a couple Valkyries, but now I could see that being a good move.
How many? There's 6 Mutas here. There's more Marines coming down as the Valkyrie through here. Somehow the Scourge weren't able to intercept that. He's got to be careful. Once again, it seems like the Valkyrie's but the Valkyrie 360 no-scopes the Scourge.
Yeah, but you know what? The Mutas actually go up and kill the rest of those Marines that were coming in. So whittling this down a little bit. If we could check the main for tech for Jaedong right now, that would be great.
So we've got the tanks coming down now. The stim is just continuing to hit this. These Mutas are getting so low on HP. And the Lurker's going to come forward, but... Oh, hold on. There's more Lurkers coming on this side. Does he have a scan? He does.
Oh, man, that scan very, very important for these Sea Tanks. There's so few Marines left. He's trying to box them in. The Ling's coming up and are going to be able to delete these Marines. It looks like he will finally break through this push.
Those are going to be a lot later.
That's right, which can make Defilers incredibly strong. Now, he burrows a couple Lurkers up here. He's going to be able to move them back a base.
Oh my god!
Beautiful.
Gets the dropship. Jaedong's perfectly ready.
One supply for 10. Let's go. Jaedong having some good defenses so far this game. Counters siege tanks.
Right.
So, you know, we're going to see if he actually can get up to there, but against this layer tech that we still fielded from Jaedong, it is a little bit tough.
That's right. The Defilers... hold on a second. We've got... Okay, there we go. He's going to be able to come in here with these Lurkers. I think he was able to get a couple of drones in the game, so when you kill one, it's pretty big. I think Fantasy's screen isn't even over this right now. He's probably back to macroing and producing somewhere else. We've got one more push coming through here, although this push looks... actually, the unit comp doesn't even really make sense. No medics there.
Well, this is Fantasy just trying to keep pressure on it. Really not work. Jaedong has his feet under him. He's only down by 10, 12 supply right now, and his tech is very good.
That's something done, but once the consume upgrade gets done, and we see it is done, and he can gobble up these Zerglings, he's going to have endless mana to make
anymore. He really should be going into Science Vessels. We do see a Science Vessel there, but like you need to really switch into Vessels.
They're rated here. The Lurkers come in. A little bit of an overextension here, but Jaedong always quick to blanket that area with another Dark Swarm. Their naturals defending against the Medic Marine instead of Dark Swarms in their naturals, the Terran's natural that is, killing off their base because
of Jaedong, just to slow it down. Make him use spells, make him use time and effort to take that forth. Now, Jaedong is actually pushing. He is extremely close to where Fantasy decided to take his third base. A great plague goes down, going to suck all the energy out of those medics. Third.
We've got 2 drop ships over here headed to the south, but it's also highly risky because Scourge can just kill the drop ships off and Terran loses so much supply and momentum. So far, okay, he's going to go right through here. I don't see any Lurkers, Artos.
2 big moves. There's Lurkers up at the third base of Fantasy, but Fantasy doing a double medevac or double drop ship here at the main base of Jaedong. Not much in there, so he's going to start losing some tech, unfortunately.
So down the... Oh my gosh, he gets both drop ships. It buys a little bit of time. I think, meanwhile, we do have Science Vessels irradiating at the natural. Oh, he's doing the eraser.
Oh, it gets picked off, though. The Plague plus Hydra.
The thing about Terran infantry is if you don't have enough to strong arm them, suddenly the damage starts to stack. Now, Jaedong's going to have to run to this corner and basically try to trade out as well as he can. Fantasy, if he controls this right, can get... Okay, he did a really good job of controlling that. So it's kind of wild to see this game where, you know, Jaedong, who's been so established and active, by the way.
Yeah, he is. But now Jaedong is going to throw down the Dark Storm at that containment force and push out in order to take his 4th base.
That could look like 1 lurker. It's actually 3. But it could be even more than that, you know, and so it makes it undesirable to come in there and hit. It's also harder to irradiate stack.
Yeah, you can only irradiate 1 at a time.
Right.
It really buys a lot of time for Zerg. Now, here he gets the Darkstorm down quickly. Gonna go ahead and burrow a couple lurkers under there. Ling's here to meet as well. Uh-oh, Firebat's getting into that mineral line. Oh, the Defense Matrix Firebats with a great move at that 4th base natural.
Oh my god, he might be able to win the game right here. The Defense Matrix Firebats busted the entrance. It looked like the main was going to be handled, but here we go. The Terran spills up the ramp. There are no lurkers at the bottleneck to defend. Their Nidus Canal is being made. They do produce extremely quickly. There's more reinforcements coming down. If the Nidus network can finish, he should be able to reinforce it. But there's another push actually happening down over here in the bottom right. Oh my god, there's lurkers actually intercepting this, but they're not perfectly placed, Artosis.
No, but there has been a good plague there, so he's going to be able to knock out this group of bio very, very quickly indeed. Trying to pick off some of these vessels as well. Vessel kills very important for Zerg. Right now completely focused as Fantasy pulls off the Eraser.
Yeah, this is sick. Notice how Jaedong's trying to spread this out. He just wants to make these vessels do as much heavy lifting as possible in order to kill the drones. And honestly, not that many drones are being picked off. Meanwhile, a big counterattack over here from Jaedong with the SCVs.
Oh, and with a drop in the main base of Jaedong at the same time, the Firebat's doing massive damage as well. Both players
cleaned up, but there's a counterattack that could happen up here in the natural.
Ooh, he sets up those lurkers. He's got a lot of energy on this Defiler. Going to try to get some Dark Storms down. Does get one in the front. Ooh, all the way up into the natural. Going to move forward with these lurkers.
He's going to be right up where the command center is. And Terran is mined out in the net right now. Yeah, that's right. Fantasy's minerals are basically frozen right now.
Now Fantasy going for a counterattack. This is a great move, especially with the Firebats. Plague goes down. Oh, he targets down every single Scourge. Even a building coming in to spot what's coming for Fantasy's army. Now the Lurkers burrowing, actually doing a great job splitting some of these Marines apart.
This infantry, and now I actually think Fantasy might be dead. He's got a big army, but he doesn't actually have any income.
Look at that, a great plague upon all those medics and the few Marines. That new base over here at 12 o'clock. So if he can get that fully up and mining, the production of Fantasy can start again. But look, he's been sitting at 39 minerals for a long time. He's got almost nothing going on.
That's right. He's in some hot water here.
One lurker at that base.
I don't think there's enough infantry here for Fantasy. I think he's basically lost everything that he had. I think there's maybe Fantasy can muster up enough, but right now this is the most vulnerable Fantasy has been this entire game.
Well, the vessel's coming forward, trying to get some irradiates down. He's really got to make the most out of this group of units. The vessels will be very cost efficient. We'll see if he can irradiate every high quality unit, but Fantasy just now started mining again. So he's down 20 supply right now. Base is up and mining and get back on that 2-base economy. He can refill his supply pretty quickly.
Dude, this is so crazy.
Yeah, natural very soon thereafter. So when Jaedong's bank of gas is gone, he's going to have a hard time going forward with high quality unit production.
They're much stronger when you literally can't get stronger than this.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy upgrades, really. It makes it very hard for Zerg to continue to engage. You get 2 gas instead of 8. It doesn't just die completely like in StarCraft 2.
Right.
So he has just over 2 base gas, and you're not able to make as many lurkers and like defilers off of that. So you go more Zergling heavy, but unfortunately 2/2 Lings against 3/3 bio is not a great matchup.
That's right. Terran just trying to eke out as much damage as he can here with this infantry. Stim, kill, run away, rinse, repeat. It's going to be, 4th base is going to be denied again here. He's going to keep irradiating this. We do have an alternative 4th base being thrown down just outside the Zerg's main.
He's really refilled a lot of his supply. Jaedong is picking off some vessels here and there. He is picking off some bio here and there. It's just, you can see now his gas was at 900, now it's at 150.
Set of lurkers here. That is really good, by the way. It looks funny, but it's very deliberate. The eBay has no function other than to let you make turrets later on. You might as well move it through the map. It can end up baiting Scourge into hitting it, which is totally cost inefficient.
Yeah.
I don't think the Terran has enough to defend the fourth. Luckily, he's on 2 bases.
Yeah, you throw a Darkstorm down here, this base is done, at least for the time that a Darkstorm takes to go away, right? So, denies that base. He has been hitting some decent plagues as well. Upgrade deficit.
Well, now Jaedong is taking a lot of bases at the bottom. Oh man, huge drop over here inside of the natural. There's a lot of links coming out. There might just be enough infantry to keep answering it. Where's a Dark Swarm? I don't see a Defiler.
That one Firebat making all world of difference here. So the Lings may actually be able to kill these Marines as they did walk so far forward. But this drop, I mean, it has killed more than its weight in Zerglings.
Hold on a second. There's a huge push in over here. This is killing so much, but again, one Dark Swarm saves the day.
As 3 new bases that have hatched, but no drones really mining from them.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Fantasy tap out here. I don't think there's any way that he can actually recover. He's going to come in here and try to just hiccup the mining. This is pretty smart because Jaedong has like literally 100 minerals right now. This is,
man.
I think, literally almost all the drones in the game. There might.
I feel like this is the type of game where both players may be thinking about leaving.
Yeah,
you know,
I think you might be right.
You should be as stubborn as possible in this position from both sides, because really, both of them can still win. But supply. Absurd.
This is crazy how scrappy this is.
Well, right now, Fantasy has relanded both command centers. He's cleaned up those areas. Jaedong has caught up in those upgrades. He does have a little bit of map control right now.
2 times Fantasy has just literally not been mining for over a minute, and yet he's able to recover.
Yeah, well, especially considering we're nearing 30 minutes. For a Terran versus Zerg, this is extremely long. Normal, we're really getting into this crazy late game, but the economies are so small, the supplies are so small. Look at this, Fantasy trying to get those irradiates, and he is going to lose 3 vessels with super high energy.
Away at these mineral patches. But Jaedong is on 4 functional bases if you count the bottom left main as well. So, I mean, I do feel like the trajectory here for both players is one where Jaedong should just be way ahead in the next couple minutes.
Against Ultras.
Yeah, Firebats will do damage under Dark Swarm, but they're such inferior units, there's not really a point in even trying to do it.
Yeah, the concussive damage against that much armor does literally like 1 damage.
Yeah. I did. Oh my gosh, why is there an Overlord up there? How long this game's gone on?
Because Jaedong is a legend, that's why.
Yeah, well, stuff just like that. Now he's going to push down here. This is to bait out Dark Swarms. He knows that he can't probably get too deep in here, but I think the idea is pretty good.
Yeah, those Marines and Firebats will be picked off. They do a decent job, though. You know, again, either player could win this still. They've both done so much damage to each other. Fantasy, I think, is starting to gain some confidence here. He's attacking down into the natural. Jaedong has access to.
I think you're right. I think he thinks he might have 1 or 2 more bases, when in reality, Jaedong has a ridiculous... And by the way, when you start to see this many Ultras hatch, that's when you go, oh, he must have way more than I thought.
Oh, man, but look at this counterattack. Tasteless! Fantasy getting into this base. Going to be able to shut it down. He's going to kill this hatchery so quickly.
Yeah, there's no way to save this. It goes down as the Lynx hatch. The Firebats trade out very nicely.
Just about. Look at that. A Plague goes down as well as a Dark Storm. The single Ultralisk may be able to shut down this base. Irradiate's being cast, and Irradiate alone won't kill a full health Ultra, so...
Moment, he's going to get up here as well. I didn't realize how brittle the defenses were in the bottom left. We weren't really paying attention to it, and I guess neither was Jaedong. A lot more drones are going to fall. Ultras have denied mining at 12 o'clock.
A lot of Lings pop out. He's going to save this base. Fantasy is mining from his 3rd base still. That might be the next stop for Jaedong. Like, he's got 5 vessels, some random bio sitting around. But Jaedong at this point, yeah, another great pickoff. Jaedong at this point, I think if he gathers his Ultras, getting ready for what should be the final attack.
Yeah, no, I think we're about to see the killing blow come in here. And the number of Ultras that are out here, there's no way to micro against this. There's no way to have the right spells to deal with it going into the next game.
I think you can literally attack anywhere, the main or one of the bases, and it'll just destroy too much. Here we go into 12 o'clock. Of course, the command center flies instantly. The SCVs get picked off. Now Jaedong just has to do.
And, you know, there's a nice drop over here. Again, Fantasy really showing how crafty he is. You can irradiate this, but don't forget, if these Ultras start to fight Marines, the irradiate actually hurts the Marines as well.
And Jaedong loses this base. Fantasy, if he can somehow kill this entire army.
So he's taken out another base. Fantasy, though,
man.
so high in supply, and I think the Ultras are just, there's just too many.
Well, it's hard to attack into the barracks because the Ultras don't fit anywhere.
This doesn't amount to even 400 minerals total, right? So, I think you can go back, you can clean up whatever's left, but we're starting to see Fantasy truly fizzle out.
All evenly matched in that type of game.
Yeah, there's just not enough vessels out here. The Scourge, go ahead and take care of that. Terran's basically going to have one last hurrah, one last push down here. Let's see what he can do, but I think that literally, even without Dark Swarm, there's no way that Terran lives.
Yeah. Losing his last few units here, his last few mineral patches being mined. He has re-landed the command center. He's getting some income once again. Fantasy just not giving up. You know, this is actually a known thing called the Fantasy GG time.
The counterattack's going to come in here. We're going to have even more SCVs killed. We have 35 supply here. Every unit you see is one supply, by the way. There are 35 units here in the game, maybe a vessel or two around that each cost 2 supply. But this is basically it.
GG is finally called, and Jaedong gets himself on the board.
Yeah, Jaedong starts it. The question is, can he finish it? Fantasy sweating right now.
단언컨대 올해 최고의 경기라고 해도 과언이 아닙니다. 사실 8배럭이 게임이 터졌습니다. 드론이 2-3기만 잡혀도 이득인데 5기가 잡혔으니까요. 물론 그럼에도 저그가 너무 잘 따라갔습니다. 하지만 잘 따라갔음에도 불구하고 병력 움직임으로 5시, 7시를 뒤흔들며 계속 가스 병력을 소모시키며 엄청난 압박을 줬습니다. 하지만 꾸역꾸역 막으면서 테란의 추가 멀티 견제 또한 이주동은 꾸준히 이어나갔고 계속 막는 와중에서도 멀티 견제를 계속해줬던 게 역전의 발판이 되었습니다. 테란의 압박은 매우 강했고 그 멀티 피해를 본 덕에 자원들이 생각보다 오래 버텨줬고 테란도 추가 멀티들이 계속 견제받다 보니 추가 병력 수급과 압박에 차질이 생겼습니다. 그럼에도 불구하고 위기는 계속 있었고 결국 끝까지 버텨낸 끝에 승리를 따냈습니다. 버티는 와중에서도 테란의 멀티에 견제를 했던 게 승리의 원동력이 되었습니다. 사실 말이 쉽지요. 정말 엄청난 멀티 싸움이었습니다. 다음에도 좋은 영상으로 찾아뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.